start streaming. We're gonna make sure.
Oh, hit the logo back there.
Stream health is good. Receiving the content. Audience will see it in a moment.
How's it going, everybody?
We're live.
We're live. We're live on YouTube.
We are about to record this week's episode of Geared Up, which you get to join us to see live.
Behind the scenes.
As it's created.
That's right. So we're going to be talking today about the Samsung Galaxy S8.
Yep.
Andrew's got a great story about that. The new iPhone and a new report.
Yeah.
The SNES, also known as the Super Nintendo.
SNES Classic.
Classic. And
Facebook's VR Spaces.
Yep.
Pandora Premium.
Yep.
We've got some good stuff
Good
today.
stuff to talk about. Okay. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, everybody on Facebook Live and YouTube. We are going to be jumping in and recording our weekly Geared Up show. Post your comments. We will look at them during the break.
Right.
And banter with you.
Right. So you guys talk amongst yourselves during the break. We'll check out what you're talking about. We'll chime in. But don't be mad if we're not addressing your comments all through the show. We have stuff to talk about. But still, talk amongst yourselves.
Let's make sure we're live. Okay, we are live. All right.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
All set? All right, it's time to get geared up. It's the weekly technology and gadget show from GeekWire and Gear Live. It's great to have you here. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We've got a ton to talk about this week, including the release of the Samsung Galaxy S8, the rumors about the next iPhones. More than rumors at this point. We've got a few
I don't know.
details.
Are they rumors or are they? I mean, we'll see.
They're reports, at
Right.
least.
There's some reports out there.
A new classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System, also known as the Super Nintendo or the Super NES.
The Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
keep
Super
it there.
Nintendo. All right. Plus Pandora and some other news as well.
Yeah, let's jump in. What's first?
All right, let's talk about the
today?
Samsung Galaxy S8. By the way, we should mention, don't forget to subscribe. Gear Live, Geared Up now has its brand new iPhone podcast.
iTunes Actually, it's an Apple podcast. So Apple actually rebranded.
Yes.
It's no longer iTunes podcast, but we have an Apple podcast, but we're also on Stitcher.
That's right.
And anywhere else?
You can youtube.com/Gear Live.
/Gear Live, yeah. So you can subscribe at geekwire.com/geared up to get the information where to subscribe to the audio version, or if you want the video version, youtube.com/geared up. youtube.com/Gear Live.
That's right.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's
Thank you.
jump in with it. Andrew, I'm looking right here at an image of the new Samsung Galaxy S8.
It's terrible.
You were driving here. Of course, now this is the next flagship phone from Samsung. We talked about it quite a bit on the show.
Yeah.
You were driving here, and
Today.
What did you find out?
So I'm driving here on the way here to record our show, the best tech podcast out there. And as I'm pulling in, so I'm about an hour away from here. As I'm pulling in, I get a notification from UPS that my Galaxy S8 has been delivered. And
so it's waiting for you at home.
It's at home, leaving me no time to go back and get it because we have, other stuff scheduled for the day. So we could have had a nice hands-on early 2 days before it releases, hands-on today on the S8. And unfortunately, UPS didn't play nice with that.
Next week.
We'll have it next week, and I'll try to get a video up tomorrow showing some first hands-on impressions of the S8. But unfortunately, it's not here today. But it comes out this week on Friday, and it's going to be, it's huge. It's huge, and it seems like people have forgiven Samsung.
They've forgiven them for the Note 7 debacle.
Yeah.
It comes out on Friday, April 21st. For people who have an iPhone that they're thinking about dumping, or they have a previous version of the Galaxy phone, what's your biggest piece of advice to them as they consider possibly getting a Galaxy S8, Andrew?
The S8 definitely, it's the new form factor. Like I believe this is the future of smartphones. And so Samsung is, at this point, kind of leading the way towards what smartphones are going to be, which is basically these super thin or non-existent bezels on the side and super small bezels on the top and bottom. The display is gorgeous. It feels great in the hand. And it also is the first phone to ship in the world with Bluetooth 5.0 built in. So that allows quicker pairing, longer range, 4 times longer range, and you can play Bluetooth now to multiple devices. So you can have 2 pairs of headphones or 2 speakers and Bluetooth to both of them simultaneously, which you couldn't do before. So there's some cool like new tech in these phones, and they're probably this is probably some of the best phones of the year.
So on that theme, the new iPhone, there was a report from Bloomberg News this week.
Yes.
Mark Gurman, who many folks know was formerly with 9 to 5 Mac.
Right.
And now he's at Bloomberg and getting scoops there as well. The news this past week is they found out Apple's testing a revamped iPhone with an all-screen front.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Similar to this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Curved glass and the stainless steel frame alongside upgrades to the new models. What was the big takeaway for you from this iPhone report this past weekend?
I mean, this is kind of what I expected Apple to do. They have, it's been iPhone 6, 6S, and 7 have shared the same design. And so it's time for something new. And, there's not much you can do with the current design. You have to just come up with something radical, especially we're coming up on the 10th. This is the 10th anniversary of the original iPhone, which was released back in 2007. So I did expect to see something like this, completely, complete screen on front, minimal bezels. What's odd to me, though, is this Touch ID on the back. I think that's kind of weird. And I think what Apple really wants to do is have Touch ID underneath the display. So, because they don't have room for, if you're doing all, bezel-less, you don't have room for the home button. So what they want to do, and what I think they're still trying to accomplish, is get the Touch ID under the display. So you can put your thumb on the display itself and have it read that. But if they can't make that happen in time, if they can't figure it out in time, I think this is the backup, which is to put the Touch ID on the back, which I don't know. I don't like it as much, just because it's just another place to, it's another button, and they're trying to go buttonless. And so that part I don't like. Some people are complaining about this, the dual cameras that are now in a vertical alignment instead of horizontal. But I don't know. I mean, does that matter to you?
No, I don't
people are like,
so.
It looks ugly now. It looks ugly. What's Apple
different.
doing? It looks different, and it's just like instead of being to the right, it's just to the bottom. Who cares?
So, is Apple following Samsung here? Because it feels like Apple over the years with the iPhone has been somewhat of a leader. Obviously, we're at the 10th anniversary of the 2007 unveiling, where they took a category and completely redefined it.
Right.
Is Samsung the one doing the defining now?
Well, I don't know. So it could be seen that way. But the other thing is they all have their specific launch periods. So Samsung is always launching in this time period of April. Apple's always launching in September. So it's like if April comes before September, so Samsung's always going to be, you know what I mean? So it's interesting, like, both phones, whether it's the Galaxy S8 or the iPhone, whether it's iPhone 8 or whatever they end up calling this, they haven't just started working on this like 3 months ago. You know what I mean? These have been in development for about 2 years. So when you look at it that way, who's really copying who, I don't know.
This is the old Microsoft Apple debate as well on things like file search and Windows and Mac. Redmond, start your photocopiers.
Yes, yeah.
And then Microsoft would claim they'd been working on it for years. So this kind of stuff is not new. Real fast in the time we have left in this segment, one of the advantages of the bezel-less approach on either the S8 or the next iPhone is that you get this interesting augmented reality effect.
Yes.
Do you see that being a factor for Apple as well?
Oh, definitely. And we're going to talk about that a little later on with Facebook as well in this show. But yeah, when you have this look with like the minimal bezel, what you end up having is when you open the camera, and the camera is going to be almost the door to augmented reality on these phones. When you open the camera, it's like you're just holding a clear piece of glass that can overlay stuff onto the real world. And so I think both Apple and Samsung and others are gonna, use that to their advantage for AR.
All right, you are listening to Geared Up on GeekWire, and we'll be right back with much more on Kyra Radio 97.3 FM.
Stop.
All right, let's see what folks are saying.
What are people commenting? iPhone 7S, iPhone 8 will be together. Yes, I think so. I think it's going to be like the Apple Watch where, so we had that first Apple Watch, and then Apple released the Apple Watch Series 2, but they also released Series 1. And Series 1 is basically last year's Apple Watch, which is just a faster processor. So I think we're going to see whether you call it the 7S or whatever, it's going to be what we have now, this exact same thing with just a faster processor. So it's going to just be an updated version. And the new phone is going to be, I don't know if they're going to call it 8 or, whatever they're going to call it, 10. That's how they're going to do that. Just my opinion.
How about any comments on the Note 8 battery? Wait, the Note 8?
The Note 8, yeah, the Note 8's coming. The Note 8's coming.
Are they going back to that well?
Well, they have. So what Samsung does is they have 2 releases per year. They have the Galaxy S and they have the Galaxy Note, and they come out at different times. And they're definitely going to have the Galaxy Note 8. The battery's going to be bigger, I'm sure, than the S8. But I think one of the main things on the Note 8 is going to be they're going to have a dual camera similar to the dual camera you have here on the iPhone. But they're going to improve upon that dual camera in a big way on Samsung.
Okay, Robert Cabrera is asking about the mock-up behind us. No, this mock-up behind us, Robert, is very unofficial. Like, we got it via 9 to 5 Mac.
Yeah. This is based on schematics and rumors, but in April is the time where we start seeing rumors that end up being true. So I think this is one of a few designs that Apple is working on, but I don't think this is definitely not the final.
That was one takeaway from the Bloomberg report, is it was a general direction, but there was no clear.
Yeah.
There was no the final. It still needs to be finalized.
Right. Until they go into mass production, anything can happen.
Khalid says UPS just delivered his GS8.
Come on. Nice. So this guy has his.
Picture it didn't happen.
He has his. I don't have mine. Congratulations, though.
Oh, by the way, somebody's asking about a Google giveaway.
The Google giveaway. Go to the giveaway page and you'll see who won the Google giveaway. We just launched a Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus giveaway today, though, which I forgot to mention during that segment. But gearlive.com/go/win-S8. You can enter right there.
Okay. Do you think the position of the camera will affect the type of camera they'll use?
No. I mean, what's the difference? Like, the real difference is going to be on the front cameras, and as you can see, we didn't talk about that either. But on the front camera, there's actually 2 cameras over there, and I think they're going to use that for depth perception and depth sensing to do like facial recognition. Maybe they'll also do retinal recognition as well. But the front cameras are going to be, I think, a bigger deal than the back cameras.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Nikki is ready to get her geared up fix. So
All right.
All right.
All right. Good.
Okay, hey, by the way, a big thanks to GoDaddy for sponsoring this episode.
They make it happen for us.
Geared Up, that's right. 14 million customers worldwide, more than 62 million domains under management, largest technology provider dedicated to small business, and the largest domain registrar. You've registered a few domains in your day.
I've registered quite a few domains with GoDaddy.com, and I appreciate them helping small businesses because that's what we are.
Absolutely. So
I just got a text message.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
From your wife?
Yeah, from my wife. Hey, yours is here. Great. Doesn't help me out anymore.
Here. Why don't you? Can you text that to me and we'll put it up.
I'm texting it to Todd.
Oh wait, this is a different one.
Well, I'm still texting it to you. Yes.
On GoDaddy, just use the code GearedUp35 for 35% off your next domain name.
That's not bad.
Yes.
35% off is not bad.
Big thanks to GoDaddy for sponsoring this week's episode. All right, should we jump back in? Are we done on the S8 and the iPhone?
I think so. Let's
Okay.
move on. Guys, keep talking amongst yourselves in the comments. We'll see you at the next break.
All right. Welcome back. You're listening to Geared Up on GeekWire. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We just got done talking about the new Samsung Galaxy S8 and the rumors about the upcoming iPhones.
Right.
Let's talk now.
Before we move on, though, I always like to ask this.
Yes. Am I going to get
Are you
one?
getting one of these?
I got to tell you, looking at the S8, it's probably the closest thing that would get me to jump out of the iPhone. Now, here's my problem, and this is my general problem with technology. Is for all of the push for interoperability among different ecosystems, once you're on an iPhone with a Mac using things like AirDrop, I find it very difficult to escape the ecosystem. You know, I've got all my workflows, I've got my quirks, things like I love the Bowtie app for iTunes, that lets you use function keys and other hotkeys to pause and stop when you're transferring. Just little stuff like that. It's very hard to get out of an ecosystem.
Right. And there's a difference between the Apple ecosystem expands into not just the phone, but you have your tablets and you have your computers, etc. Whereas if you're on Android, there's no, not many people have an Android-powered laptop with all the, same connectivity and all that. So I can definitely see what you're saying. So what about the iPhone?
Yeah, I actually think that the new iPhone, when it comes out, that'll be my next upgrade. I tend to skip a generation. So I'm on the iPhone 6s Plus.
Okay,
right
okay, that's fine.
And
John Cook though.
Yeah,
That guy's like on an iPhone 4. Yeah, we gotta get him. John Cook needs to get the next iPhone. We'll see if we can convince him.
Colleague here at GeekWire. Okay, so let's talk about some video games, shall we? All right. There was a couple of interesting bits of news from Nintendo, not about the Switch this week, but about some classic retro revivals.
There was some Switch news as well, though.
We can talk about that
too. But yes.
Okay, so let's set the context here. There was the mini console that was very popular.
The NES Classic.
Last year. We talked about that a lot. We played it here on the show. The news this past week was that Nintendo is discontinuing that.
Yes.
Not
discontinuing, it is discontinued.
It is discontinued.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. What's the deal there?
Well, I mean, this is just my opinion. I'm not sure, but Nintendo says, it was never meant to be like an ongoing device. Like they weren't trying to bring back the NES and just sell it in perpetuity. It was supposed to be, a limited edition device, right? For the holidays last year, they kept making them, they kept selling them, and they're like, now it's done. Like we're done with this. We have other stuff to focus on, which they do. But I also think piracy was a big deal because you can buy an NES Classic for $60, and it was very easy to plug into USB and mod it. And basically, so it comes with 30 classic games. It had enough space on there that you can put every single NES game on there, like over 500 games, with ease, within minutes. And so I think it was more of that, where it's like we basically built a piracy machine.
Yeah, but who cares? These games are how many
decades
old?
Well, they care, and here's why. If you have a Switch and they release the Virtual Console, they want to charge you $2.50 or $5 for each of these games. They don't want you to just download them for free off the internet and put them on a $60 device.
Are enough people doing a USB mod with the classic?
I don't know.
Consoles to really make a meaningful difference? I don't buy that.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
If anybody out there owns an NES Classic and has modded it in order to put more games on it, we want to know. So if you're in a live stream, go ahead and tell us that. But even if you're watching later, video on demand, recorded version, drop a comment because I'm curious too. Like I haven't done it, but I know many people who have, and they talk about how easy it is. In fact, originally you had to go into terminal and program stuff, and now you just download apps you just hit go, and it just automatically does it all for you.
Bottom line, they're discontinuing the.
It's gone.
And it's called again the
NES Classic Edition.
NES Classic Edition.
Yes.
That was the mini little. It was a cute little thing.
It was cool, yeah, but it's gone.
Now here's the rumor this week.
I like this.
So this is the SNES Classic Edition. Is that what the
Not this. That's not what this is. This is the
original.
Yes. That I like because as I was growing up, the SNES was for me where it was at. Like those were all the amazing games, and the NES felt more like old, not as good games. So the SNES, I was all about that. So I'd love an SNES Classic.
So what's an example of a game that you love that everybody would know on the Super
Ninja
Nintendo?
Turtles in Time, Super Mario World was amazing. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, one of the best games of all time. I mean, there's just so many though. Like all the Final Fantasy games that are on there. Oh my goodness! If they can put even a couple of those games on this thing, and I'm assuming they'll keep that same 30, or maybe they'll go more and put 50 or whatever. Street Fighter 2, put Street Fighter 2 on there. But again, so Street Fighter 2, if they put that on there, they're about to release a new version of Street Fighter 2 for the Switch. It's gonna be $40. Like, why would they want you to just be like, well, just download the 20-year-old version for free? And so they have to. If piracy was the reason, then they're gonna have to figure out a way to lock this other thing down if this is actually a true rumor. But if not, I don't care. I just want go ahead and cancel the NES Classic and bring this out.
Okay.
I'll be all about this. What about you?
Here's a question. So I played a lot of those games. I got to tell you, my go-to console as a kid, and this might date me, was not a Nintendo console. Do you want to guess what it was?
Oh my goodness. Was it
We've
like
actually
an Atari?
had this conversation before. It was not an Atari either, although we did play a lot of 2600. ColecoVision.
Oh my gosh.
ColecoVision. Mousetrap on ColecoVision. That was like hours. That was my Minecraft.
Wow, ColecoVision. What was the best game on that? Did they even have a Mario game on there?
You know what? They might have had...
The original?
Yeah, they might have had, yes, Super Mario. They might have had the original side-scroller. So, at any rate, on this, my big thing is with the Super Nintendo, we didn't call it the Super Nintendo where I grew up. We called
Where
it
did you grow up, first
Super
of all?
NES, Northern California.
You're trying to say it like you grew up in the streets or something. We didn't call it that where I'm from.
The mean streets of Chico, California.
Right.
We called it the Super NES.
You know what? Super NES or Super Nintendo or SNES. Let us know. I call it the Super Nintendo. with all my friends. Hey, did you guys get a Super Nintendo yet? Like that's how I. And the first one was Nintendo. I never called it the NES or the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was Nintendo, then there was Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So.
And then I was telling you earlier, it's kind of like, I think it might be a regional thing. Like how on the East
weird.
Coast,
Oh, God.
the mayonnaise is Hellman's, and on the West Coast, it's Best Foods.
It's Hellman's.
It's
not Best Foods. Best Foods is a brand, and Best Foods probably made more things than just mayonnaise. So therefore, how could you call it the brand name? That's like saying on the East Coast we call this an iPhone, but on the West Coast we call this an Apple. What?
No, it's Best Foods west of the Rockies, Hellman's east of the Rockies.
Nope.
See, right there. It's right there. I'm looking at it right on the screen.
I can't believe this.
See, Best Foods mayonnaise.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
It doesn't even say Hellman's at all.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, that's weird.
Yes, okay.
I thought it was more like some
right.
people call it Baskin Robbins, some people call it 31 flavors, and the 31 flavors people are super incorrect.
All right, well, we'll be right back on This Week in Condiments.
Yes.
All right, so this, again, the SNES Classic Edition.
Right, we have no
just
dates.
A rumor.
Yeah,
just
it's a rumor. There's no dates, but I think it makes sense. Like, to me, the NES Classic, as soon as that was released, a lot of people are like, oh, are they going to come out with a Super NES Classic next? And if you come out with an N64 Classic, it's game over.
Okay. All right. What was it? Was it Dreamcast? The Sega Dreamcast?
Yeah.
I really liked that one.
That was a great one, but that was later.
Later.
That was like during the PlayStation era.
Yeah. Was that Peter Moore? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
Peter Moore before he went to run Xbox. Before he went to run EA Sports. Before he went to run Liverpool.
Right. Now he's gone.
The football team.
Right.
Wow,
I know.
Okay. All right. Random knowledge.
Random stuff there.
Random executives. All right. All right, now let's talk about this Pandora Premium, correct?
You're a Pandora user. This is Pandora Premium. It's available now. It was available invite only. And now, as of, I think, yesterday, it's public. Anybody can go and sign up for a Pandora Premium account. $10 per month, unlimited music.
Why would I do this, Andrew?
I was going to ask you that question.
I've got Amazon Music, which is totally, quote, free with my $99 a year Prime subscription.
Well, I can tell you why it's better than that.
Okay, I've got Pandora. You know what else I've got?
What do you got?
I've got YouTube connected to my Bose via a Bluetooth dongle. Why on earth would I pay $10 for Pandora?
Are you paying $10 for any music service, or are all the music services you use free?
All of them are free if you count Amazon Prime Music.
Yeah. So it's free with your subscription. Yeah. So Amazon Prime Music I think has like 1 or 2 million songs or something like that, whereas this has like 30 million songs.
Right, and you can pay for a souped up version of Amazon Music that has many more songs.
For $10. Yeah. They're all $10. $10 whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon's full music catalog, Pandora, etc.
Why Pandora? Because of the whole idea of their algorithms.
Yes, that's their selling point. They're saying if you use Pandora Premium, first of all, their argument is that all the other music services, you open up the app, and then you have to figure, okay, the app's open, what do I want to listen to? Where do I need to go? Right. And Pandora is saying, based on all of our knowledge and all of your ratings that you've done over the years, you open our app and you just hit play. And immediately, we're playing music that we believe you'll enjoy. You can still go through and find playlists and specific tracks, specific albums, but we can, and once you hit play, again, according to them, it's an endless playlist. Like you hit play, and you're going to drive, across the country for 3 days, and you never have to touch it again. Yeah. That's their argument.
I'm sorry.
I thought you loved Pandora.
I do like Pandora, and I don't pay for it.
So you like free Pandora. So you don't like choice. Is really what it comes down to.
I like choice, but my choice is not to pay.
So choice is not worth it to you. You don't want to pay and have the ability to just and some people are like that. Like some people just want to say, I don't want the choice. I have my Pandora station. Just want to hit play. I don't mind the commercials.
I understood. I'll tell you something that I've been looking into more since we first talked about it.
Okay.
Not music, but video, YouTube TV. Holy cow! I cannot wait until that comes to our city. It's just in selected cities.
I signed up for it.
You did using some IP spoofing?
Yes, I did. That's all you need to do. You need to do that one time.
Will you help me do that?
Yeah, all you need to do is, and anybody out there that wants to do it, so YouTube has a TV service now. It's only available in 5 cities.
$35 a month.
$35 a month.
Unlimited DVR.
Unlimited DVR, and it holds all of those DVR shows for 9 months. So if you record something, it disappears 9 months from now. So unlimited for that's crazy.
Who cares? 9 months.
I mean, that's fine.
You can't, if you're not watching it in 9 months,
No, I wasn't saying that was a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to sign up for it, all you need to do is get an Android device, whether it's a smartphone or a tablet, or borrow somebody's.
What about a Chromebook?
That might work too. All you need is a device that allows you to spoof your location. So any Android device, you can download an app and just type in like New York City and save.
Really?
Yeah, and then it said, okay, so now any app that uses location will think you're in New York City. So you go to YouTube TV, sign up, and then you can use it anywhere. I think every now and then it'll check to see where, like, you haven't been back to New York in like 2 months. Are you really a New Yorker? And it might need you to like log in from there again.
Do you have a recommended app to use to do that? Is there one that
There's so many. Like on Android.
Is there any risk security-wise?
No. I mean, just download one that has good.
It's Android.
Right, but what I'm saying is download one that has a high rating. That's all you need to do. Like the one I downloaded, like there was a bunch when I searched, and I just went to the one that had like 35 million like 5-star reviews or something.
So when they're hacking you, they're not only hacking you, but the other 35 million
right?
people.
So
it's like,
if you're hacking everybody, are you really hacking anybody? That's the question.
Anyway, I'm doing this weekend.
But yeah,
I've got
that's good.
The family on board with this as well because we're big YouTube watchers. We love to watch YouTube via the app on the Xbox, and you know it's great in the living room.
Here's the problem.
Yes.
The living room apps.
Yes.
Have not been updated for YouTube TV yet.
Oh.
So you have to like cast it from a mobile device to the, or cast it from a. If you have a Chromebit, like you type in. I know. I mean, come on.
Really?
The other thing.
Take my $35.
I know. Hulu's about to come out with one as well.
I've kind of moved on from Hulu.
But they're about to come out with a live TV version, same price, and I think theirs might be better.
In what way?
In the way that it's not limited by location, number one. Number two, the interface looks amazing. Like they've rethought the TV watching experience in a way that I think looks good. But we can talk about that next week because it's not out yet.
All right. I'll do this spoofing thing and maybe we can like do a hands-on with YouTube TV next week.
Definitely.
Okay. So Pandora Premium, moving on.
You don't like it?
No.
You're not ordering it?
Okay. No, I'm not. Now, speaking of things we don't like.
Which ones you like?
The Facebook news.
Oh, man.
Week. So here's
Come on,
the thing.
Facebook.
I don't know.
Can we take a break?
Yeah.
We're taking a break real quick.
Taking a quick break. All right.
We're not leaving you guys, but we're taking a break.
All right. You're listening to Geared Up on GeekWire on Kyra Radio 97.3 FM. This will be one
Claire
and two.
needed us to take a quick break for the podcast.
Give me
So outro
31
for the
flavor.
podcast.
Okay. All right.
To the.
All right, you're listening to Geared Up, and we'll be right back after a break. You're listening to Geared Up on GeekWire on Kyra Radio. We will be right back with an interview with former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer about his new nonprofit initiative, diving into the depths of government data. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Into the depths of government data. Let me see what the comments are. First of all, someone's commenting 31 flavors. That would be my wife. iPhone 8 still no wireless charger? I think iPhone 8 will be wireless charging. I would be surprised if it didn't have wireless charging.
Stephanie Wood's Super Mario Kart.
Of course, Super Mario Kart.
On the
Mario
SNES,
Kart.
On the Super NES.
Right. That'd be fun. Super Nintendo Super Mario Kart was amazing. Oh man. Okay.
Which one was Excite Bike on?
That was the first one. You loved that was on the NES Classic had Excite Bike. This guy.
We played it on air.
Yes, this guy had Excite Bike. Oh my gosh. Genesis. Genesis did come out with a mini Sega Genesis that nobody really cared about. Like there is one out there.
We should get one on eBay.
Maybe, yeah. I don't even know.
Start doing more eBay
what they cost.
Show.
eBay?
Yeah.
I'm always worried about eBay. I always feel like I'm gonna get scammed.
And yet you're fine going and getting a random spoofing thing that is hacking into 35 million people.
The reviews were good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
All right.
So we're going to jump back in. Any other comments real quick before you jump into this Facebook VR thing? Maybe not. We're jumping in.
Okay. So I'm going to have you set this up because I don't know anything about it.
Fine.
All right. Okay. It's VR or AR?
It's VR.
Is this Oculus or something else?
Anything.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Welcome back. You are listening to Geared Up. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We are rounding up the week's technology and gadget news. Now on to Facebook.
Oh, man.
So we're looking behind us here on the screen, Andrew, at what looks to be some kind of party.
Yeah, it is a party.
There's animated folks. I've sort of got a first-person view. I get the sense that I'm the person.
You're there.
In the party.
Yep.
Looking through the lens. What's going on here?
This is Facebook Spaces. This is Facebook's new virtual reality world or system. And it was announced yesterday by Mark Zuckerberg on stage, basically saying AR and VR are the future of Facebook, are the future of technology, which I do agree on. But I don't know if this is the way that we need to go. This is weird. So what you do here is, what their argument was is, when you're away from someone, you lose the feeling of connection of them, like they're with you, right? You're on the phone or you're texting or whatever. So what if you could get all your friends or family or whatever together and feel like you're all together again in the same place? Enter Facebook Spaces.
Okay.
So what's happening here, all of these people, you and these 4 friends of yours, are all in different places, and you all decide to put on a huge Oculus Rift and to hold the Oculus Touch controllers. And you're all, like, one of you is sitting on your bed, one of you sitting in a chair, one of you, who knows. And you're all like, hey, we're all here together, it's your birthday, we're celebrating. But you don't really see each other. What you see are the avatars just from look, they have no legs, it's just from the torso up. I'm also curious, for example, this is the age where you want to be very politically correct. What if you're disabled? What if I'm missing an arm? Can I have my avatar be missing an arm? What if I'm in a wheelchair? My guy's standing up. What if I'm old? Do they have elderly? Like, there's all these things where I'm like, can you be really you, or are you just like some weird, fake version that just floats with no legs?
Well, I assume there'll be customization options.
Right, but I mean, how deep?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think, with the Xbox avatars, I think they added one
recently,
for people who use wheelchairs.
Yes. So after 12 years or so, they finally thought, oh, some people are in wheelchairs, we should add that.
Yeah.
So before that, all the people in wheelchairs or avatars could jump and walk and backflip.
So, but the broader use case here, what's your problem with it? Because this seems really cool.
My problem is they showed this video.
Yeah.
Like a promo video for this, and showing, okay, here's people like blowing out candles in this fake world, but then in the real world, they cut to them in the real world. They're just sitting by themselves in the room, like with his headset, like blowing.
Welcome to VR, man.
Right? I'm like, what is this? This is terrible. And they're like, hey, like, do you have call waiting and stuff? So like, they're like at someone's birthday party. Hey, Ryan's calling me. Gotta jump out. And they disappear, and all these emojis like appear all over the screen as they like poof out, and they go with Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Hey, I just wanted to show you my new apartment. And he's like pulls up his apartment in 360 degrees. You're like, oh wow, your apartment's great. Wait till we have the, what do you call it? The housewarming party. But the housewarming party is gonna be in VR. Like, what? This is no. I'm not. Are you buying?
Andrew, this is the future.
This
is the Apple
buying
One,
a VR headset so that we can do Geared Up this way? We have our virtual set, and then I never have to drive.
And you'd have the Samsung Galaxy.
Right, I have it right there. I just need a virtual SA. Just boom. Here's a picture of one.
I like this because of where it points, where it's headed. I think, and you got a couple startups in the Seattle area that are doing this type of stuff.
Yes, including Oculus, right?
Or you got Oculus that does here. John Vici, the former PopCap Games CEO, is doing something similar to this called Pluto VR. There's VReal from Todd Hooper, which is game streaming in VR. So it's actually streaming in VR. So there's lots of. I think this is headed somewhere. It would be much better if you could actually see the dang people, though, and not their avatars.
Right.
But that requires tons of video processing.
Yeah, and I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the future, though. I mean, in the future, video processing will be less and less, or more powerful. But...
I mean, because this is a primitive version of the holodeck.
Yes, it is.
Think about it that way.
Yes, it is.
So what's your problem?
Well, my problem
is it's too fake. It's too artificial. It's not social. It's like antisocial.
It's it feels very antisocial. Like, I don't want my interaction with my friends to really be more interactions with their avatars and not I don't even be like, what, I never have to see you again because I can just see your avatar. And I can hear your real voice and see the fake you, and we're good. Like, that's our friendship.
I like to look at this as the future of Facebook. I mean, if you think about this is why Facebook owns Oculus. Because you're not going to be just connecting with people on a flat screen in front of you and typing into a little status update box.
Right.
This is where it's headed. So I can get it. I'm on board with this. I probably wouldn't use it in this form, and I understand what you're saying. I'm kind of giving you a hard time.
Okay.
But I like where it's going.
Would you attend a concert or something, like your favorite band is like, hey, we're going to be in VR, and everybody just put on your headset and you'll be in like the crowd, and we're going to do this crazy concert? Like, does that sound corny to you, or does that sound good?
I probably wouldn't do it. I'd be more likely to attend a sporting event. Like say they could put me on the third base line with my buddy Ken.
Uh-huh.
You know, we don't get to get the Safeco that much because
Right.
we were both busy. We got jobs. And, but say I could just, take an hour in the evening and just hang out with him for, half the price. And, I could get my beer
But you
delivered
wanna
by
see the
Amazon
real game.
Prime. Yeah, I want to see the real game.
So you don't want to see the Avatar
I
game?
don't want to see the Avatar game.
You don't want to see the Avatar game?
Well, and they're already doing that at some NBA games.
They're not doing it with a fake you, though. But it is cool that you can put on a headset and you can feel like you're actually there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Your buddy's not next to you.
Right, but you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
It would be cool if you could have I wouldn't mind having an Avatar friend with me, but watching a real game.
So this is Facebook Spaces.
Facebook Spaces.
Is it available soon?
It's available now in beta.
Okay.
So so if you have the gear, if you have the headset and all that, I believe you can try it out right now.
Okay. All right. Well,
So-
we have a gear. We should do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm not that excited about it. So yeah,
Okay. That's all I got.
that's what we got today.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, if you like the show, you can go to youtube.com/gearlive. We got to get this down. Let's
YouTube.com/gearlive.
to subscribe to Andrew's video feed, and then you can watch the live show. Also, the GeekWire Facebook page. But the most important thing is to go to iTunes
That's a podcast.
or your favorite place to listen to the show and subscribe.
Right. Listen to us in the car, on the plane, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's it for this week's episode of Geared Up. I'm Todd Bishop.
I'm Andrew Edwards.
We'll talk to you next time on GeekWire.
All right, what do we got here?
All right, folks.
When are you going to do the S8 review, or have I missed that? You haven't missed it. It's coming. My S8 just got here today, so I'm going to go home and start making content on it today.
All right, Facebook folks. Let's
You're
hear
using the Mi6. That Xiaomi Mi6 looks nice. Will iPhone 8 bring the headphone jack back? Nope. Headphone jack is gone. Next year it's going to be gone from Android as well. I'm pretty sure we're not going to really see that. It's a vestige of the past. What else? Where are you taking comments? Right here. I think that's it.
All right. Oh, what's the site again? What's the site again for the giveaway?
The site for the giveaway, go to gearlive.com/go/win-s8. And there'll be a YouTube video up later today also announcing the giveaway, but win-s8. That's it. gearlive.com/go/win-s8. And there it is. Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus giveaway.
All right.
Good luck, everybody.
Talk to you next week. Thanks for tuning in.